Hi, this is Melody Kiers from Naked Wellness, and I just wanted to record this as a response to your video because it was very inspiring to hear you speak, and it's something that's been going on in my life and that I've gotten a lot of questions on. So I just wanted to say, first of all, I adore your accent, and I could listen to you speak for hours. But I wanted to just point out that anger in certain situations is actually a healthy response. And as a general rule, it's an emotion that tells us when our expectations are not being fulfilled. And so I generally take it as an opportunity to just stop and take a look at, okay, how are my expectations not being fulfilled, and what is it that's going on here? How am I not taking care of myself? And just reflecting, going in and be like, okay, I'm feeling angry, and this anger is signaling something that I could take a look at. So it's kind of like a signpost, so to speak. And then I can go in and take a look at that and be like, okay, how am I expecting something here that that is not this other person's responsibility to fulfill? It's mine. So how can I fulfill this expectation for myself? Or if I cannot do it directly, then how can I ask for help so that this person or somebody else can help me take care of my own needs? I just really wanted to make that clear because it's not a bad thing to feel angry. It's another thing to, just be an angry person and always being angry. But in general, we're human beings. We experience a full range of emotions, and anger is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, like I said, it can be something where we stop and reflect, and then we can learn more about ourselves. And I believe a strong woman knows this and also knows how to express that anger in a healthy way so that we can express it to our partner or to whoever it is that we are speaking with, and we can go, hey, listen, like this situation right here is triggering me in this and this and this way. And it's really wonderful because then we get to explore this with words, and we get to actually show ourselves to this other person in our full extent of who we are, as opposed to just the pretty parts. And it's not necessarily that we will share this in an angry way, but we can say, hey, you know what? This makes me feel angry, or this triggers me, or I'm having a reaction here, and I'd like to explore it. Would you be open to doing that with me and hearing me out? And then then this other person gets to know us, and they get to see us, and they get to see how situations trigger us, so that maybe in the future, if something similar happens, they know what's going on, and they know not to take it personally because it's our own stuff. Regarding the entitlement and the lack of respect that you mentioned, I just wanted to say I feel like that comes mostly from fear. It's a protection mechanism because it's easier for us to push men away and say, oh, they don't know how to treat us, or they need to prove themselves to us, we don't know if we can trust them, and all these things that we as women complain about. And really what it comes down to is that there's a fear of actually being loved and receiving that love, because in some way we feel like we don't trust it because we feel like we don't actually deserve it, or we're not worthy of it. I personally notice that sometimes I get like a porcupine when somebody wants to give me the gift of love, and like my whole body reacts and it goes like, ee! Like, and it's like, my spikes go out. And I've noticed this, and I've just taken a look, like, okay, what is that about? And I've just made a commitment to let myself be loved and try and soften. And and you know, so that reaction that we have about like puffing ourselves up and being like, oh, I am awesome, and you know, you should be happy that you get to grovel at my feet and worship me. That's kind of, you know, it's the opposite. It's like, you know, we feel unworthy, so then we're gonna puff ourselves up and be like, I am so great and you should feel lucky. But that's not necessarily what we want. We don't really want men to worship at our feet. We want somebody that's going to be just as strong as we are, and that will push us back and challenge us, and then we will grow, and that also can hold us when we need to be held without judgment. So, you know, that means we need to soften and bring that respect and see where we're feeling entitled, and see, you know, where we're feeling entitled because we're scared to actually receive what this person wants to give us. And of course, yes, they want to get into our pants. Like there's a lack of trust around that, because that's how we feel like, oh my God, he just wants to get into my pants. He's saying all this stuff and he just wants to get into my pants. But, you know, is that a bad thing? Like, I don't know. I feel like we're making them wrong for something that's a completely biological imperative. And when it comes down to it, we want them to want to get into our pants. But then we complain about it. So the thing is that there are men out there who want to get into our pants and want to worship us and want to be worshipped. So, you know, it's about finding those people. And, you know, how do we find out which is which? It's kind of, we just have to take the risk and take that journey. But I think, you know, when it comes to this anger thing, I think it also comes up because we have been oppressed for so long, and because we haven't had choices for so long, and because we haven't been worshipped for so long. And so sometimes this anger is actually something that's not necessarily ours, but it's something that we've been carrying from a lot of generations in the past. And it's important to also notice that that it's there and it's real, but it doesn't have to be in our way of really connecting with someone else. So I just wanted to thank you so much for putting this out there and sharing your thoughts, and also giving me an opportunity to think about these things and reflect and share what I think. So thank you.